I could tell you after the door knocked, and then I called her, and then I told her like, yeah, it was the police, and like she was like, yeah, like that's who knocks on the door. I'm like, man, you didn't tell me this shit before.
Yeah, ladies.
Yeah.
WWE. That's what you do, yeah? Main gig now or what?
One of the main gigs, yeah. It's I only go. I train Paul, Triple H, and Steph twice a week. I drive to their house, but I do all their program. They travel a lot, so I do all their programming. Go to their house twice a week, and then they opened up they started the Performance Center, which is basically like, I don't want to call it minor leagues because there's a lot of guys that have been wrestling for a long time, but kind of their feeder system to the WWE, basically like a college program to the NFL, whatever. It would be a good example of it. And when I first started training Triple H, he had the idea to open up this Performance Center that he wanted to be like this NFL type facility and basically breed all the wrestlers there so they didn't have to go looking for them all over the world. So then they hired me as a consultant to design the weight room aspect of that facility, hire a strength coach, and implement more athletic type training because they're all training just like bodybuilders for the look, you know. But they started having a lot of injuries, and
that's what Orlando.
Yeah, that's in Orlando.
And then they have headquarters Connecticut or something.
Yes. Stanford.
Yeah.
Mike acting like he doesn't know. He's like, it's Connecticut, I think.
I knew it was in the area. I used
you got your resume? You want me to put it in there?
Dude, there you go. So actually, hold on. Let's get
I got
into
some
this.
WWE
What would
connects.
what would be, so everyone, like I was talking with Mark Bell, and he was explaining everyone has a shtick. And like wrestling,
like
you gotta look a certain way. And so he said kind of like, I forget what he called me, like a Canadian whatever, because I'm from Canada. I got the bandana, the long hair, whatever. So it's a look. It's that, what would Mike's shtick be? Like, what would he do? You know, everyone comes out, like Hulk had that iconic.
I'm so versatile.
Oh, he's
what would be your
man? Come on, Ultimate Warrior. All the classic wrestlers are iconic because they physically stand out. There's some sort of and their personality.
You're saying Mike doesn't physically stand out in any which way, dude. So we have to figure out a really good gimmick
has
for
to
him.
take over. Yeah,
look, I got Mike skills. I don't know how I can handle in the ring, but I think I got Mike skills.
Hey, so
it's more important.
It's way more important.
More important.
Joe, you don't train like Roman Reigns or anything?
No,
we're about to talk shit.
No. I was actually, my videographer really likes wrestling, and I have a connection through Kofi Kingston. Yeah, he's bought shirts and stuff, so we got tickets to see a wrestling show recently, and he was giving me the rundown. But I think it was definitely Roman Reigns, where just on the mic, he does a terrible job.
He's jacked though.
just hyping it up and like just talking and being charismatic. I was super surprised. There were people that were on, like I forget, Mike Owens, I think is the guy's name.
Oh yeah, the little
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. Yeah.
Whereas like he was great on the mic.
He doesn't look like he could do much, and he's super athletic too, Kevin Owens. But he's great on the mic, which is more important. Probably more important than your wrestling skills. Because if you look at all the big name,
they weren't great wrestlers.
Hulk Hogan, even the Rock, I think, and I don't know technically, but you know, Macho Man was considered a good wrestler, but like Ultimate Warrior, people who know wrestling would say technically they weren't great wrestlers, but they're all, you know, they're legendary. Everybody knows them.
That era was amazing with just Stone Cold and The Rock because they were so good on the mic.
Oh yeah,
I think Stone Cold the same. Some people thought he was a pretty good wrestler, but the point is like if you can hype up a crowd or get people behind you, like who cares?
I think you got the hype, all the potential. Bro. You were talking before about maybe getting a mullet and
we're doing that
dyeing
just for
your
the
hair.
podcast.
Oh, for the podcast.
Yeah, we're a mullet.
You got me here. I rarely leave New Jersey, so you got me here.
Wow.
You did some good job hyping up.
Hey, I'll put it this way.
Maybe you could be a manager instead of a wrestler.
I'll be down because I'm getting old. I'm getting a little beat up. I don't want to.
You're getting old. What does that make me? I don't want to like half dead.
I don't want to get off the top ropes anymore. So maybe I'll just talk. I'll go for Roman Reigns. Who can't talk.
Yeah. What was the dude? The Undertaker. What was the guy that he had that always with the bags under his eyes?
Paul Bearer.
Yeah. You could be that. You could
be a Paul Bearer.
Yeah. I mean, he's gross, but I'll be a
the less gross Paul. Yeah, the more handsome.
WWE's funny because all those guys are just meatheads. You know, like talking to Stone Cold and those guys, like they just like to lift weights.
Yeah, they're like fans of like a lot of people in our industry, which is funny because they're mega stars, but they'll be fans of people in our industry. It's cool.
There's a few that used to be actually like lifters too. There's that powerlifter,
Braun Strowman.
Yeah. He was a strong man.
Yeah, and so I met him when I think he was at the training facility.
Yeah, that's what I briefly met him at the Performance Center.
He's super cool.
Super, very athletic too.
Yeah, I think he was on the way to potentially go to World's Strongest Man and stuff. He just jacked up his shoulder a little bit.
I saw him. What is he, 6'6", 6'7", like 350 pounds. I walked in there, he's doing like a 52-inch box jump. I remember like walking by him and just looking at him and being like, how much do you weigh? He's like 350, 360. And he's just doing like sets of 5 on a 52-inch box
That's a lot of those guys. A lot of those guys are good athletes. I mean, obviously The Rock played some out of Miami, which is top level D1. But even Stone Cold, I think maybe Texas Tech or something. He played college football.
He was like a 1AA or D2 Texas school. John Cena played at Springfield.
Yeah, Cena's a good athlete. He's good mic skills. Cena's a funny dude. He's a funny dude.
He's got good mic skills. But yeah, Paul, Triple H is like a huge fan of bodybuilding and the fitness industry. Like he knows everyone in our industry. That's how he found me, was just like Googling stuff and looking up. He liked researching training himself. And that's how he came upon my stuff. And we've been working together for 8 years.
You've been, like I remember reading your stuff. I'm going to creep up on you hard here now. But on T-Nation, can I say this?
You don't creep too much because I see you don't even follow me on Instagram.
It's going to be fixed now. It's going to be fixed now.
No, and here's what, I'm a spiteful bastard because I'm an Italian guy from New Jersey. So driving in, I'm like,
are you a front stabber or back stabber?
I'll go both. I'll go so hard through the front it goes out your back.
Straight out the poop hole.
I was like, let me going to do Mike and Omar's podcast, and I see Omar on Instagram, and I go, fuck this guy.
Messed up.
Talk about disrespect.
It's messed up.
I mean,
it's messed up. I agree.
Interesting.
I agree. He's Canadian. They're supposed to be nice, but
he tried to butter me up, saying he liked my eyebrows.
No, I said I met my match because someone has even better eyebrows than myself. The gig is up, so I'm gonna riff on that for a little second. Brad Schoenfeld, Dr. Brad Schoenfeld, gave me a little shit too because I wasn't like following him on Instagram, but like we've been friends on Facebook. I filmed video. I didn't even know. Like, so here is.
Let me hear the excuse.
Here's the assumption. Is there's Insta thoughts on Instagram, so like girls that post like IG modeling,
all the girls
and all that
you follow,
stuff.
continue.
Right, and then there's like YouTubers and social, and then people that actually have careers. So like a Brad Schoenfeld,
people.
Those that no, like a Brad. It's like he doesn't use it like as a promotional tool, right? It's just for himself. It's like it's a professional thing. Like maybe he'll have like 30 photos. Like everyone that I assume that's established in the industry. Like let's say like Joe, you've trained. I'm blanking on the dude's name. Houston Texans.
Brian Cushing.
Yeah, when the line he said that always got me hyped, where he said, "I want to be the most dominant physical monster on the field." He said, "I remember like those videos and like some of those photos and stuff from the T-Nation days. Anyone that's like established." Not that I assume they don't have an Instagram, but it's like whatever to you. Like, it doesn't matter. Like maybe you'll check, maybe you won't.
That's somewhat acceptable. I'm old and I don't have Instagram.
I didn't say old, bro. So
no
Brad said
I don't know how to turn on a computer.
Brad said the same thing to me because like I met up with him and stuff, and then he asked me something about Instagram, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you had an Instagram. He's like, why wouldn't I have an Instagram? And I was like, I've been friends with him online and stuff. So no disrespect.
I'm buying it.
I would be honored if you stabbed me in the front, though.
Speaking of, literally, Brad, speaking of Dr. Brad Schoenfeld, I always fuck up his name. You know who I'm talking about.
I call him Jack Christopher Watkins.
Yeah.
Because he kind of sounds like that. Eh?
we have a ton of mutual friends. I've never met him personally. I don't know, maybe I guess I look up to him as well because I didn't know he had an Instagram up until about a week ago.
Here we go.
I just started following him about a week ago, and I was like,
we bonded over the people we don't follow.
Same thing. I figure 100%. He was, he's doing his research, and he's not going to be on Instagram. And I was like, wow, he's got an Instagram.
Like Joe,
and he does post some good stuff.
You're training, exactly.
I just followed him recently.
You're training superstar like WWE
NFL.
people, like NFL. It's like, all right, like this is like Instagram means like what to you? Like I don't know. Like, are you on it?
It is kind of true. When I was training athletes full time, I did way less. I was one of the original kind of YouTube people, but it wasn't like vlogging and consistency. It was, hey, I'm training an athlete. He's about to do something really cool. If somebody in the gym had a camera, I didn't even know how to use YouTube. Like my ex-girlfriend made my YouTube channel and was like, oh, that's really cool. He's about to jump on a 60-inch box. I'll video it and I'll put it on the internet for you. And that's how my YouTube literally got started. But it is true, when I was like training guys for the NFL Combine and just in the gym 12, 15 hours a day training athletes, the last thing you're thinking about is like posting on YouTube or social media or Facebook.
The people that are really working, like making changes, you're not like, would this be a good selfie, right?
Yes,
like, so,
yeah. Valid point. Which makes me now, I'm questioning, because now I've been trying to post more on Instagram, which makes me questioning my career now.
You know what? We'll sift through maybe your Instagram and like rate it a little bit.
I think you can find the balance, because same thing, like when I was like training 24/7, commercial gym, athletes, all that stuff, I still try to find time for Instagram. That's like when Instagram first started.
Well, and I think it's getting even more important now.
Yeah,
like I used to almost make fun of it 10 years ago, and I don't even know how long Instagram's been around.
Yeah,
but
probably
like,
about 10 years.
Yeah, like YouTube and say Facebook. Yeah. If I saw somebody posting nonstop on Facebook or that had a huge YouTube following, it was like the kind of trainers in the know would make fun of them as like, oh, you're the online guy who can't get any real clients, so you're posting on the internet all day.
Yeah, it is.
And now it's like you need to do that though for your business, because everybody is on social
Even
media.
if you are in the grind, like here in Manhattan, I know some trainers that train at whatever, Equinox or Soul Cycle or whatever, and they're on Instagram like, oh, I got a class tonight at 6.
Yeah.
Rather than just people walking to the door.
That's how you're promoting things. I say when I do consulting for younger trainers, I tell them before the first employee or the first, intern you should hire, I would get, before I got help for a second trainer or even like somebody to run the front desk, I would have an intern follow me around with a camera and just and video shit, put it up on my Instagram, announce when I'm doing a class, announce I'm going to do a free session on a Saturday, post videos. That to me is more important than hiring. Like my first employee was a trainer when I got so busy I couldn't handle it myself. Like the natural progression is you bring on a trainer to help you, and then it's like a front desk person to do your scheduling. Now I would get somebody start filming shit.
Yeah, especially like you said, like you didn't want to post stuff back in the day, but that's where I found you too, probably 9 years ago. I was coaching high school basketball and into weights myself, and then I wanted to combine the two, and naturally you Google how to jump or how to run faster and stuff like that.
How long ago was Limber 11?
Like what would 8 though, right?
What would that be?
Yeah, the Agile 8 was before video.
Yeah,
because it was a blog post.
Yeah, because I'm thinking too, there was also, what was the T-Nation product that was like being sent around to like football players?
T-Nation fucking stole so much money from me and gave me no gains. You guys gave me plenty of knowledge on that fucking thing.
It was good when I was writing from back in the day.
So I still have Spike.
This is probably 2006, I'm thinking. Would that be right? I'm just trying to pin the year, so it's like a decade ago, like university.
It's even before that. 2003 is when I started my own business.
Yeah.
And I think my first article interview was 2004 with them. Yeah. So but 2004 to 2006 or 7.
I just know about $100 protein that gave me the worst shit with no carbs, and I bought a $100 jug of water basically to put it in.
Anaconda, bro. Anaconda.
But the
Long
Spike,
live Anaconda.
look, if you guys want to send a Spike, we're down for that because I'll drink that.
Spike was tasty. No,
and that's why it's still going strong.
It's
the other
amazing.
ones you don't hear about as much. Like
Spike's delicious.
The cream rises to the top.
Is the Canadian shipping prices and the exchange rate. I was getting murdered.
I can imagine what you paid for that shit.
So John Berardi, who like I read a bunch of stuff, like respected him, and he had, I forget what the diet was, like I forget the exact term of it, but basically it involved taking like BCAAs from them and a bunch of other things, like some supplements.
Was it with no food? I did a whole day.
No, that's a velocity diet.
Yeah, I did that.
Yes.
I did a whole day no food and just like
the shake. It was all shakes.
Yeah, velocity diet.
That
bro.
made me just shit my brains out.
I had so many, not so many, but a handful of athletes that still train with me that are like in the real world now. A couple of them, some like cops and state troopers that did that velocity diet. They tried to get lean.
Yeah.
And they were freaking miserable. There's no real food.
Yeah.
You just drank shakes all day and BCAAs.
Your dinner took you 30 seconds to like consume. Yeah.
They all wasted away to nothing, were miserable, weak as piss. And we're like, I'm on the velocity diet, bro. I'm fucking shredded. Like, no, you look awful.
You look terrible. I even posted on T-Nation, I think my name was once for a progress photo, Vodka and Lamb. I called it. Was that like just how many people that like, Joe, do you know Eric Helms?
Yes, yeah.
So
I never met him personally, but I know.
So he was on like the bodybuilding, the MISC forum, I think, like in 2000, and I'm making up like 4. There's so many people that kind of started out there. Like Brecken Ferris, we did say you're listening to. Like he's a cool dude. Like he was on T Nation.
I was on there so long when I first started writing for them. Eric Cressy was like the main guy posting in the comments, and then he got a gig writing for them. But he was like I think he was like a grad student or maybe just still in college, like undergrad, as like a kid posting in the forums. Yeah. But you could tell he was kind of intelligent, and he would have all these threads, and then eventually started writing for them. But like Mike Robertson,
I was going to say that him, Tony Gentlecore,
and Tony, they were like a year or two after I started writing for them.
That was the era of like 80s, some people trained, 70s, some people trained, 90s, people started to just use machines. Athletes, bodybuilders, whatever, powerlifters there might be, everybody was using machines. And then there's a revolution around that time. So now we're like, nah, we should probably use the barbell. It's been around a while and it still fucking works. Like barbell, chin up, maybe some rows.
Then I remember I wrote, it's so simple, but I wrote maybe one of my 3rd or 4th article was like strongman training for athletes, and everybody thought it was like revolutionary.
You're
like
pushing a sled,
flipping a tire. Oh my god! Now it's in every gym on every street corner.
Even commercial.
Wasn't there a West Side or something? Some mention in one article by you or no?
The West Side for Skinny Bastards article.
That's
still going strong. That's one of their most read articles like of all time.
I believe it. West Side's
West Side?
Yeah, I have a lot of like obviously connections there through Mark and Brandon Lilly and a lot of the guys.
And we'll interview Louis Sims at some point.
Yeah, but it's just such a not a cult. I don't know, maybe a cult. Like the internet loves it. It's like a mystery because it is a mystery.
Or people hate, or they're like
it's very polarizing.
But it's just another fucking way of training. Let's get to the real shit. Let me get to the real shit.
We want so we're gonna talk about crepes in a second, but I actually just want to ask one quick question about athletes because you mentioned was it Braun Strowman where he was doing the jumps?
Yeah,
where it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, I have limited experience like with a university football team and such, but a lot of these athletes, not that they get freakishly strong because they don't know, but a lot of these athletes are kind of just head down, they'll do whatever you say, and they get so strong because they're not aware, as let's say Instagram lifters us, we look at every pound on the bar, we're like, oh, it's 400 pounds, 500 pounds, it's a squat, it's a deadlift, oh, it's a big number, and a lot of these athletes, besides the genetics and a lot of other things, it seems like they just are willing to put in the work and get those numbers. Is there a difference in mentality or what is it?
Yes, and I think it's almost, the expression you don't know what you don't know is kind of, a lot of people who get very into the gym, I wouldn't say the majority, but there's a lot of people who maybe aren't good at sports, so you want to do something, so you want to look good.
Powerlifting is the sport for everybody else.
Yes. Yeah. It's like
people thought it was CrossFit, but it's actually powerlifting.
Valid point. So those types will know, exactly, I put 2.5 pounds on my bench, and it's a big deal, where good athletes are playing their sport is their first priority. That's what they're blessed at. That's what they love to do, most of them. That's their main priority. So the weight room is secondary. It's something they do because they know, or they've been told, hey, this is going to help me get better at my sport. So they're not thinking, is a 405 bench good? Is a 500-pound squat good? I don't know.
What I need to do.
What do I do? Put this on the bar. And I know, like, I have a private gym, so I was always fortunate that I didn't have to deal with unmotivated athletes. You wouldn't come to DeFranco's if you didn't want to train.
Yeah.
I didn't recruit people. I didn't really market. It was all word of mouth. If you were dedicated, you wanted to get better, go to the DeFranco guy. So I would just get these super driven athletes that were athletes, and the gym might be secondary. So they wouldn't even, like, some of them would come in and on their first day, bench 405, vertical jump 38 inches, squat 505, and they'd be like, oh, is that good?
Yeah.
Like, they don't even know it's good.
So that innocence and ignorance can sometimes be so good.
They don't know what's on the bar, and a lot of times, if I wanted them to get a PR, I wouldn't tell them, I wouldn't say, hey, man, there's 5 more pounds than you did last week. Yeah. I would just throw it on, say, hey, this is your next set, you got to get 2 reps. Yeah. And they do it, and then I go, by the way, that's 10 more pounds than you've ever done. Yeah. And they go, oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Even if you told them, they probably weren't intimidated.
Yeah.
I find that even...
they don't care.
With powerlifting, sometimes with ladies. They just don't care as much. They're not as intimidated as much. Where guys are overthinking all this shit. Or like, did my program work? Did my sleep? Like chicks are just like, yeah, cool, all right.
There's something to be said about that.
Yeah, last thing about powerlifting, then I want to talk about crepes. You're a powerlifter. If like before your caption, like let's say whatever set video you post on Instagram, you have a long ass story explaining why it wasn't optimal.
I did 10 sets before this.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah,
my elbow was aching. Yeah, it's like, dude, just tell me what you lifted.
Did chest yesterday, but my buddy wanted me to bench again today. Like, I'm a little sore. It's so true.
Joe, we need to know the real DeFranco because we made in a podcast and a lot of people left a comment on it.
We drew a line in the sand. Like we're not here to fuck around.
No, Joe, we have very strong opinions, and one was that crepes fucking suck. They're a weak man's pancake. I also said in another podcast that ginger ale is the worst soda ever made. What do you think is something that is like
where do you draw your line?
Yeah, like what's a popular food? Let's say I'm making it up, not pizza, but let's say there's something like that where you think everybody loves it, but you know you just hate it, or you think it's overrated as hell. Do you got anything? Any food items?
Yeah, food, because I know I was just going to say, we're sitting in New York City. The fucking tree on Christmas is overrated. Everybody wants to come to see the freaking tree. It's the most overrated thing in the world. New Year's Eve in New York City is the most overrated bullshit thing in the world.
I just heard there's no bathrooms in there.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
I don't think
everybody
the world
hypes
knows.
it up.
I don't think the world knows there's no food in there.
No food.
You go through security check. No food.
And you just stand still for like hours, right?
No, probably 10 hours, right?
The people you see that are close enough that they're on TV and they're like, hey, the new year, I'm so fucking excited. That person's been there since 10 or 11 in the morning. It's now midnight.
So
they haven't eaten. They haven't taken a piss. They haven't, like, it's freezing cold. It's miserable. And everybody comes to New York. I did it once, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
I think everyone obviously hates waiting lines or just the feeling of waiting, but like
that, literally, you have nothing to do.
But as soon as you said overrated stuff,
that's pretty bad.
You're like, to me, that's number one.
Yeah, I saw a Christmas tree here. I was in for the seminar. I think I was here early December. Where I saw you at Solace. And so I saw one Christmas tree.
When was the Solace thing? I don't even know.
Early December? I forgot.
That was before Christmas?
Yeah, I think it was just after Thanksgiving.
I have no concept of time.
Yeah, it's moving quick. We're in February tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I saw some Christmas tree. Which one's the Christmas tree? Is it Rockefeller Plaza?
Yeah.
So I didn't see that one. I saw a different one. I was very disappointed. And then I saw...
Well, yeah, the Rockefeller, that's the big one. Like when people say the tree in the city, that's the one they're talking about.
There was one with an ice rink. Is it Bryant Park? There's a different park.
Radio City has... did they have an ice rink? I haven't come in so long now because it's so overrated.
There was another different ice rink, a kind of bigger park, not Rockefeller. And the tree was decent.
Is it Bryant?
Maybe. It was Washington. I don't know either. It was. I wouldn't say it's worth a trip to New York, but it was okay.
No, yeah. I literally, I was telling Omar, it might take us 2 hours to physically get in the city. I live 10 minutes
that's annoying.
From here. So I should know more. But like when you're young, when you're 17, 18, growing up so close to Manhattan, it's the cool thing. Go to the city, find the bar that'll serve you and like all the cool landmarks here. But then once like I look out my window and I could see the city. And then when you get in here and you know the hassle that's involved, if you could drop me here like George Jetson, it's cool every now and then, but
everything
that's how San Francisco is too. I live an hour from it, and I like San Francisco. But people, you're probably there every weekend, clubs, bars. Like, nah, I'm good.
Joe, I agree.
What's a bigger shithole, LA or New York? Because I hate LA. I actually so far I've had a favorable impression of New York. I know like the traffic, there's a lot of things, but I was in Brooklyn for a few days.
I got it. Since I'm an East Coast guy, I got to say, I got to stand up for New York. I'll say LA is a bigger shithole.
Yeah,
and people at least are more real here. Like everything. And you mentioned, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but Brian Cushing, a longtime friend, client of mine, went to Jersey as Jersey could be. Went to USC, went to college there, and for like a month, he was like, oh yeah, LA, it's cool. And then the second month of his sophomore year in college was like, when I'm done and I'm out of here, I'm fucking out of here. People like were asking him, oh, once you go to LA, you're never going to come back to New Jersey. And he was like, screw that. I'm going to live as far away from here as possible. Like everybody, and I hate the stereotype, but generally speaking, it's like everybody's fake. Everybody's got that agenda. And just like everybody's trying to be somebody. And at least you get real in New York. Maybe a little too real sometimes.
Some people might be rude. Like, they're rude, but at least they're real when they're being rude. And,
I got something to get you going here. I haven't been to Chicago yet, but I'm going to head to Chicago soon.
I don't know if but I don't know if I've ever been either.
Really? Yeah. So that's a plan on. And this year, last year I took a lot of time just to explore cities. Yeah, we're going. I told you you're going.
Great.
Explore cities.
You guys are a package deal, huh? You're doing a lot of
Come on,
together now.
Come on, I call him Zaddy.
We
we explore together. But so I've never been. But I mean, the argument of life, really, when it comes down to it, is New York.
That's a very
Jersey
almost Christopher
pizza.
Walken
Oh my
thing.
God!
No
come comparison.
on. It can't be shit.
No comparison.
I've never been to Chicago.
I'm not
for
a
that
deep dish pizza guy.
See, I know
in New York.
Yeah.
Have you guys got? Have you? Had
So where's the
I've had
yet?
fake deep dish
So
from
where do we go?
Toronto,
I've been
but
to, I've had is it Prince Street?
Yes,
That's pretty good. Even right here, Joe's maybe not bad.
There's so many in New York that I probably don't even know about that.
Yeah.
Like we went, speaking of the WWE, like SummerSlam last year, we went to this place. It was just called Best Pizza.
I like
and
it.
it was a hole in the wall, like dirty when you walked in. It was literally the best pizza I've ever had.
In this area? Do you know
was,
what area?
It was in Brooklyn. It was by
too far.
I think it was by Barclays. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little far. You take a cab or something.
Maybe.
But there's a lot more than just you could if you Google. You could find some, but you're never further than a couple blocks from
pizza
great
and coffee.
pizza in New York.
Pizza and coffee's everywhere.
Bagels are big.
Yeah.
Like Jewish delis, bagels are big. A lot of Goldberg bagels around here and stuff like that.
And just good bakeries too. There really is good food kind of everywhere. You can kind of just turn in somewhere and probably
I've not been disappointed by any of the food. Like in Brooklyn, I stayed a few days and we went to some like Venezuelan place and the food was outstanding. I don't think I've had a bad meal.
Yeah.
Except some late night pizza in Brooklyn. The place we're staying, we ordered it and
good?
just actually surprisingly really bad.
Oh, really?
Like,
really?
But it was just late night, like nothing was open.
Yeah.
So it's totally excusable.
Yeah, as good as the food is in New York, it's just so big and there's so many places, you're going to get some bad stuff too.
Law of averages. I need to hear from you though. A line in the sand must be drawn of something today.
Yeah, what's bullshit? Christmas tree. The Christmas tree's bullshit.
If you stand for nothing, you die for nothing. Food. You can say food. Because I was going to say, I fucking hate meatloaf is another thing I was going to say.
That's another thing.
But I feel like that's kind of common. That's not.
Is it common?
Yeah. I'll tell you one for like a manly man strength coach guy.
Don't say steak, bro.
No, kind of. I only eat center cut filet. I don't like grizzly fat. Like when people say like ribeye, porterhouse on the bone with like, I don't want grizzle and fat and chewing it. Like I want it.
You don't want to be chewing
cut
for 3
it with
minutes.
a butter knife. Yeah.
Okay.
Center cut. I love steak, but it's got to be. I'm a pain in the ass. My wife will tell you. Even filet, I'd be like, you didn't cut that little fucking piece of grizzle off right there.
Is that
like,
for your gains or is that just for taste?
Taste, and you know the gains are a nice side effect. But taste wise, I don't like
first.
The people that say like, oh the marbling and the fat, it gives it the taste. I don't think so. I think it just my dog likes grizzle and fat.
Yeah, I definitely. I like ribeyes, but a cheap ribeye or a bad cooked ribeye, it does. It tastes like you're eating.
It has to be done right. Like my grandfather was a butcher, and
I know it's cooler. It's tougher to eat steak rare. I'm like
you don't
a
like
medium.
Rare?
I'm more like a medium well, even if it was close.
I think that's
I'm a medium rare, like minimum, more like maybe rare.
Like you want like is there a pile of blood when you're done eating?
My grandfather was a butcher, so I'm used. Like I grew up eating like kind of like heart and liver and a lot of other things. Like lamb's kind of my animal.
Do you eat liverwurst? You ever have liverwurst? Do they have that?
What would that be, Joe? When you say like wurst, like the German sausage, is it or
no? Do you know what liver is? That maybe that's I know how like Taylor ham or pork roll. You guys have that's a Jersey thing.
Yeah, there's some shit out here we don't know.
It's that's what you need. Tomorrow for breakfast. Pork roll, egg and cheese, or Taylor ham.
We're getting fired up.
They're kind of interchangeable. Like they're both fake meats.
Okay,
but you don't any deli, any place that serves like breakfast sandwiches or. Just say Taylor ham, egg and cheese, or pork roll, egg and cheese.
What's the?
You have to have.
What's like basically like a McMuffin? Yeah. Is that where we're
guess
headed?
it most closely resembles ham, but but not almost like if salami and ham.
I do like salami.
Had a kid.
What's the sandwich with a bagel, egg, cheese, stuff like that? That's got a special name out here too.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they call cheese fries with gravy are called disco fries or Jersey fries.
You never heard that either.
Go to a
Jersey
diner.
Fries. Have you ever had poutine?
Same
from
thing,
Canada?
right?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never had it.
Same thing.
It's gravy, cheese, and fries.
That's our version. That's you got to go just over the bridge to Jersey and go to any diner.
Good.
And have pancakes, but you got to order breakfast, like no matter what time.
No crepes.
And not a crepe. Yeah, we don't do crepes in New Jersey.
No
crepes.
Time to ask the tough questions then. Joe, you're a Jersey guy.
Yes, true and true.
So is the boss the best or the best? Are you a fan of Bruce?
I'm a fan, but I'm not super. I'm a bad guy. I'm not like super into music as far as like I have like my
artists and stuff.
Yeah. Because
I was gonna say I'm
a fan, but not like diehard super fan guy. No, I didn't have a poster.
I used to rock like his albums, like Training actually, and they're slower, but like Darkness on the Edge of Town, Born to Run, all this stuff.
Yeah,
really good stuff. Yeah, well, just I think he actually is one of the best lyricists, like popular lyricists. People always say like Bob Dylan, this and that.
Yes,
but I think he knew how to write a tune and stuff.
I wouldn't disagree with that, but I'm not like an expert. How about, are you a Bon Jovi fan?
How did I know you were going to say Bon Jovi? I mean, I'm Guns N' Roses over Bon Jovi any day of the week, but
me too.
You can appreciate both.
Yeah. So is everyone, but you know.
Well, you're not supposed to say that if you're from New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, it's Jersey's very. You got to represent Bruce and Bon Jovi.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of like famous people and things coming from Jersey, but what the hell is going on in Jersey?
That's a great question. Diners, 24-hour diners with great Taylor ham.
I'm a huge fan of 24-hour diners.
What did the shower?
I live. Within less than 5 minutes from 3 24-hour diners.
That's nice.
Like you can't beat that.
I do like stuff like
They're
that on
all
the East
phenomenal.
Coast and the Midwest. I was with Robin, Daniel, and Bailey in Pennsylvania, and they took us just some random diner. They're in like Reading, Pennsylvania, middle of nowhere or something, but same thing. Like 24-hour diner, coffee's delicious.
There's something to be said. One of my problems is I don't sleep a lot. I have problems sleeping, and so like I get my best work done at midnight to like 3, 4 in the morning. So to be able, if I'm starving and I got no food in the house, to be like, oh, it's 3 in the morning. Let me run to the diner and get some pancakes real quick. Like you can't beat that.
Yeah, it's nice.
No, I feel the exact. I like to know that the city doesn't also sleep.
There's
or wherever
someone
you're staying,
out
there's
there
something
very
going
close.
on.
There's something going on.
That human connection.
Yes.
Would you say, Joe, how many times have you been out to the West Coast? Like when we talk about LA and all those things? Because I remember, is this true or not that you're trying to get, or there was like a reality show at one point?
Yes.
Is that, okay.
I actually had a contract with Buna Murray, who is the biggest. They do like the Kardashians and like
so you
they
been
started the real
DeFrancos.
world. Okay. Yeah, it was some of the shit you see on TV, we should have gotten it, but I didn't want to really budge. They wanted.
It's hard.
Yeah,
and we didn't want you to ham it up a little bit for the camera.
Yeah, and we had so many. I'll show you. I still have I can't post it publicly, but I have a pilot that's phenomenal. And it was called Jersey Jim. This is before Jersey Shore, way before all this.
Yeah, this was like 2006 or something.
Yeah. I'd say
6 or 7.
It was 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2005, 2006.
Okay.
They filmed the pilot. Well, I had a smaller production company came. Tried for a year. I had meetings in the city with A&E, History Channel, Spike TV. Like we were really close.
Yeah.
And the first production company didn't make us stage anything. They just saw. I didn't pitch it to them. They came to me because of some of the YouTube videos. They were like, "It looks like you have a lot of characters in your gym," but at the same time, it was kind of cool. Like when I lived it, and I was so engrossed in it, I didn't really appreciate it, but. My gym it looked like a broken down industrial park, like shitty garage. Yeah. But you would pull up there and there would be like a Ferrari, a Mercedes, an Escalade, just all different, because there's all pro athletes going there. So it's this shitty, broken down, nondescript warehouse. But then these multi-million-dollar athletes in there and normally, the types of, I guess, athletes I was attracting were more of the just like blue collar kind of characters. Like they're used to working for everything they got. They weren't guys not like a ton of guys that were drafted in the first round and just
that worked to where
they worked to get to where they were. So I don't even remember how they discovered me, but it was something with YouTube back then. And so they just came and filmed for a week and. When they picked out a couple of the athletes that they thought were the biggest characters, and then they got to know me a little bit better, and they liked my story of literally starting in a storage closet and building this gym, and how I wanted to play in the NFL, but I got a tumor in my spine, and that's what made me start the gym business. So they used my real story. Real characters from the gym, didn't stage anything, and their pilot was even better than the one that Buna Murray, I thought, put together, because they weren't able to sell it. Then I don't know I guess that industry, everybody knows everything, because then literally when my contract ended with them, Buna Murray called me like 2 weeks later and said, hey, we want to do a reality show about your gym. They tried to duplicate it. And I said, listen, a company was just here. Maybe they were just a little bit small. It was a smaller production company, so they didn't have the connections. But man, they put together, I don't know how they didn't sell this. Like, I think this should be a show. They came and tried to make it like, you know, can you argue with your dad in the corner of the gym because the acoustics are better over there?
Hide your jock strap.
Like, and I was like, it's not Listen, there's a lot of characters. There's arguments in the gym.
Going to reveal itself.
If it naturally happens, fine. But if you tell me to call my dad and have him come in here and start a fight with me, it's going to look so stupid. I don't want to do it. And then like it kind of just fizzled out. So
shout out to our buddy Kenny Santucci, who lived the reality TV life.
The real world was
Kenny
it?
explained it to me really simply, where he said, because he did multiple things. You know, I think he hosted the Jersey Shore after show. And then he was also on the challenges in the real world. He basically said that
Kenny's sneaky famous.
Oh no, Sneaky's in it. He's in it. I have a bunch of friends.
Z famous.
A bunch of girls I trained.
Chicks love Kenny.
Yeah, in Sacramento, they're like, "Oh, I saw Kenny in your vlog." I was like, all right. And then like he would shoot videos.
Even my wife's like, "Oh, I remember Kenny. He was cute in high school."
You're like, "What did you just say?"
Wife? Are you
His
kidding
fucking
me?
name's Mr. Beautiful. And he can talk your ear off. He said that if TV comes to your environment, they're going to change you. If they take you out of your environment, they'll control the environment. And so that's kind of the two lines of reality TV. And you start to think of the other shows that happen, like, oh, that makes sense. Like Kardashians, they're in their house, so they're probably going to feed them a script.
Yes.
Real World Challenge, they're putting them in some weird shit with bottles of vodka.
And there's always alcohol.
They're just going to let it. They're just going to let it happen.
Yeah.
Then they're going to sit back. But they went to your gym, so they're going to make you say stupid shit.
It sucks, but I realize there's money involved, and even if you have a great concept and a great show, they still need to know that they could get 8 episodes in the 6 weeks that they're filming, so they need to set stuff up.
Some sort of conflict.
A gym show did come about a little while.
Yeah, remember that?
Which one?
I don't want to call it out.
I don't remember.
I think it was somewhere in Detroit or Pittsburgh.
I don't even know it.
Yeah,
they signed up for like 8 episodes or 2.
3 released or something.
And only 3 released. They didn't even show the rest.
It was in the early days of the Powercast. We talked about it a lot because we've had a couple pilots shot too when I was
trying to do it.
Yeah, I remember Mark telling me.
So we had some stuff and similar stories going along that the idea seems so cool, but the end product is so far away through so many hands that
what you maybe visualize.
I got 1% taste of Hollywood and I want out. You know, I don't want any of it.
And that's what I said too. I go, listen, and if nothing against if you make it big on reality TV, that's awesome. But some of the people that make it, you know, they didn't have as much or anything going on. So they're like, I don't give a shit. I'll make an ass out of myself. I'll do anything. I'm going to be famous. Where
you're an established rep. You got your gym.
It's not like I'm a multi-millionaire, but I had a really good reputation and
you don't want to sell that all away, throw it away.
That's what I said to them. I go, 3 years from now, when it ends, my life is a joke.
And that show, you know, who knows what happened with it, but rumor had it, all these pro athletes got paid to go there that he wasn't even training.
That I know for a fact because I know.
I can't wait to hear who this is off camera.
You won't know him. You won't know him.
Really?
I never knew his
name.
Okay. No, that's the point is he didn't train. You know, Richard Sherman, MVP of freaking NFL, shows up out of nowhere. I was like, Richard Sherman went to Stanford and now lives in Seattle. Why is he going to Detroit to get trained? Like
to stop by for one day to train. Like, very weird.
Because he heard it was that good.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me all of it's fake. I refuse to believe The Bachelor's fake, bro. The love I see there is real.
So I think it is real because they're taking them out of their place and putting them in that environment. And you look at how they act. Some of them act like kooks, and people aren't ready to be on camera, so they're going to act even different. I believe some of that is true.
Yeah.
And the situation, to your point, they set you up, and they might not give you a script and say this.
Right.
But if they set up a party that you go to and your ex-girlfriend happens to be there and and there's alcohol there, like they know something's gonna happen.
Or they casted you, and Kenny says this blatantly. He's like, everyone that got onto the Challenger real world is crazy. And I was like, well, why'd they get you, bro? He's like, so I'm in love with myself. I'm crazy too, you know?
I was gonna say, Joe, I'm gonna try and recover my rep here over the Instagram fiasco.
That's fucked up.
Because I actually want to hear something. I followed him.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know who I am. He had to Google me last night.
So watch this. Is Sean Kelly, the owner of Force Fitness, the gym I go to, which is like my favorite gym in the world in Toronto. We spoke about you because there's only 3 people he's visited so far. So he's a diehard lifter. He used to live in Florida.
Real strength and conditioning.
Yeah, just an amazing guy. Decided on a whim to open up his own gym. It's in Toronto. It does awesome. I don't know if you remember him.
Sean Kelly did our certification?
That's what I was going to say. So you're so only you, because he's a West Side or Die guy. Louis Simmons, he went down to Ohio plyo train with him. And then I think he did a starting strength seminar, but those are just the only 3 people that he wanted to do. He went down to your gym. He also spoke highly of you. I think it was you maybe and your business partner at the time, where he said he also was able to get a workout, just like a casual workout, and you guys were really nice to him.
Oh,
he said
wow,
he didn't forget that. Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah, I didn't, because it's a common name. I think I know a couple Sean Kellys, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he looks like Henry Rollins almost. Like his face, And he's like a little Irish. He goes, hey, how's it going? Like that. Yeah, just a great guy.
What's on the plate now? So WWE stuff still constantly. You have your private facility, a bunch of athletes and stuff. What else is happening?
Yeah, I guess my life is the privately training Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. That's separate, and then I do have it's like basically a consultant for the WWE Performance Center, and Sean Kelly, you just said Sean Kelly, Sean Hayes, who is their strength and conditioning coach, who used to be with the Houston Texans. So we speak, and I help him with programming if he needs it. But that's not something that takes up a ton of time. My podcast, as you guys probably know now, it's like, I put out 1 show a week, but when you have a lot of other stuff going on, planning the show, if you have a guest, getting it out there, sponsors, that takes up, that 1 show takes up a good chunk. We have the DeFranco Insider is our membership website, where we have a lot of exclusive videos and programs and stuff on there. So keeping content up with that. Our CPPS certification, which is online and in person. We do like 5 to 6 a year in person, and we have a level 1 and level 2 online. Just created the curriculum for a football certification for football training and also combine type training, because a lot of people were asking about that.
That's kind of your roots,
Yeah. That people have been asking me for that forever. So it took us like a year and a half to get all that information together. So that's been a huge undertaking. And then I signed with a literary agent to write a book that I'm 90% done with the book proposal, which is a monumental task. That's a full-time job, even if I stopped everything else. But like, that's what I'm doing from 2 to 4 in the morning. I got that, and then I got married, 2 kids, trying to keep up on Instagram and still post some shit on YouTube, and got to get, because there is a we're talking on the way here, like all the free stuff you do is really I spend the most time doing free stuff, posting on Instagram, YouTube videos, the podcast, but that's how I get my other stuff out there.
Said, like 3 other stories, right? Like your TV thing almost happened because of that. You grabbed a bunch of athletes because of that, and then WWE fans.
I mean, Triple H, I got a lot of people know this story, but it's just good for people to hear that haven't heard it, as far as just doing shit when you get in this industry. Like, just do as much, help people do shit for free, put content out there. He stumbled upon my Ask Joe blog, which was before YouTube came out, 2003, 2004. He had shoulder surgery, and he was researching ways. It was after he had tore both quads, and he had a bunch of surgeries, and he was always very into bodybuilding. So he started having all these injuries wrestling. So he's like, I got to start training more like an athlete. Let me do some research online. My Ask Joe blog popped up from 2003, 2004. He said he went back and read all those Q&As, and I guess I had some like shoulder rehab and warm-up stuff on there. He did it, helped him out a ton, ended up calling me, and I've been training for 8 years now. Like, changed the course of my business from something I did for free back in 2003.
And you never know when it'll pop up again.
You never know who's watching. And because I just mentioned that because, again, I do consulting with younger trainers and gym owners, and they'll be like, I don't do shit for free. I know my worth. All these kids are asking me to train for free. We all need to make money. We all got to pay our bills, but you got to pay your dues.
I spend an hour every morning answering just DMs. And everyone, kids just want me to look at their squat. I'm
42. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I still do shit for free. Like, you need to.
The answer is not always just right in front of you. Or the
and that's where the whole living your passion comes into play. Like, if I always genuinely loved it. So yes, it was a lot of work, but it wasn't like I was dreading it. I would do it because I voluntarily did it, because I enjoyed helping people and answering their questions, and just happened to post it. And 8 years after the original post, a very famous guy read it and started, called me and asked me to start training him. So.
Yeah, and I think the more successful you get in whatever area you do have a passion in, if you do chase that down, that's when you start to be able to delegate, like getting an intern with a camera in his hand. Like you said, like
even if they're not that good, you get
or that strong, as you said,
they just follow around. Yeah,
using the name
what's
Samson.
His bench? What's his bench at least? He's got to be over
365.
You have to. He has a sneaky strong bench.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only reason why we keep him around.
He's hiding the pecs in the hoodie.
Okay, I see. Represent. I was going to say, there's a final question for you. How do you stay kind of so fresh after all these years being in the industry? Like we asked you, what are you up to? And you listed like 8 things. Yeah. But also just, but like your personality. I've seen people in the industry, not that it's treated them bad at all, but like,
people
just being doing the same thing.
Yes.
And also they kind of just get tired, maybe a little jaded. Maybe they feel they're not in where they should be. But you seem very fresh, like excited, invigorated about what you're doing after all this time.
I know you're 25, but you seem 21. Is what we're getting at.
42 going on 17, kids.
So what's the secret, man? What's the secret? We plan on doing this for a while.
It's a cliche answer, but I still do love the industry. I love helping people, so it's been able. It's still very hard. There's a lot of stress, as you guys know. As you get more successful, there are more opportunities, but more headaches. Yeah. Like I always say, you made it once you start getting sued for random bullshit like that. That's a big.
Can't wait.
So, all right, that's a good job. How old are you?
In my 20s.
Yeah, so you're in. That's impressive. It took me longer than that, so you're on your way.
It's mainly because we didn't do research, but it's okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you actually deserve to get sued.
No. It was a foreign company. I'll tell you off camera. But
okay.
Silly, yeah.
But
you deserved it.
I remember my dad is a state trooper. I like law-abiding citizens.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we waved the white flag. Let him go.
Really doing this because I love it has helped, help you work until 4 in the morning and do it for long periods of time. The people that get into the industry now it's cool. It's a hot topic with Instagram and Insta fame. It's like, oh, I'm going to become an online trainer and do online programs. And I think I could get rich quick. Those people might fool some people and they, but we could probably name a bunch that, that got exposed and, made it to the top real quick. And then huge fall. I feel like I guess humbly say I was pretty well known 10, 15 years ago, but I also feel like I've had more of a slower rise. Yeah. It hasn't been like a big spike in success and then I dropped off. It's just been consistent, steady, working my ass off. I got in the industry at 21, right out of college. I'm 42 now. It was like no vacations in the beginning, just work. Couple opportunities pop up. You gain some exposure, things get better. And, that's one way. And then I also do think what helps being most of my clientele is college and pro athletes. Being like I'm around younger people, so
and they're excited.
When you
youthful,
yes. Samson witnessed this. I had to get my podcast in, which was late. We're about to walk out the door. Both of my kids have been sick for the last week. One of them's got the flu. We're about to walk out the door. My wife calls me. She doesn't know. She feels like she's going to throw up, and it's just we were up all night with. My point being, up all night with sick kids, no sleep. No matter how tired, no matter how exhausted, how many things I got going on in my personal life. When I walk into my gym and there's 3 18-year-olds and a 22-year-old pro football player that are fired up like this is the best part of their day to train with me. Yeah. They don't want to hear, not that they don't care about me and my family. Like we all have great relationships, but I'm not going to drag them down with, oh, you have no idea I didn't sleep last night.
They're probably not even aware of issues like that yet. They're 18.
Most people think I'm the most happy-go-lucky guy in the world because I never show
any signs of weakness.
Well, not that I'm all for vulnerability, but if people are going to pay me to train them, like you're paying me for an hour of my expertise and to help you reach your goal. I'm not going to sit there and tell you how I didn't sleep last night and my kids are sick and what me and my wife are stressed out.
You got a job to do.
All about you for that hour. Yeah. And too many trainers are, if you've been in a gym, you've seen a trainer on their phone with a client looking like they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're doing their exercise wrong.
And they just don't care.
Don't care. Complaining about, how tired they are, how many sessions they had. To me, that's one of my biggest pet peeves.
It's hard because you don't want to knock anybody down from trying to be a trainer or an online trainer, but like Omar and I are both have been through it. Like I opened my own gym off your inspiration. It failed miserably, but I tried. I tried my tail off in 2009. Omar managed a large gym for a long time, in-person training. I coached people in person up until last year. 9 years of it.
Yeah.
And before moving online, rather than like you said, it's a trend. Just be like, oh, online training. Like,
starting with online when you have no experience even training yourself is insane, but.
Common.
Yes, way more common than grinding for 10 years, training people, actually getting results with yourself and other people, and then saying, hey, I got some good shit to share. Let me share this with some people rather than just waking up one morning and saying, this is going to be my new career. Let me steal someone else's program and
so common. I'm sure.
I had a guy forget to change the name, like just photocopied it and forgot to change the DeFranco part and sold it himself. Was selling it at his gym. I had it. He was actually in Chicago. I've never been to Chicago, but a trainer that fuck deep dish pizza and certain trainers from Chicago. I had a guy take our certification course. Came in with this. My program was and I go, oh yeah, this is built to last program. He goes, no, it's not. Look at the back. And it was like the guy's business on the back. When you signed up for his gym, you sign up for the gym membership and then you could get his customized program for an extra $50. The customized program was my built to last ebook. And he forgot there was like even a part that said like DeFranco and he like erased it and put his own name. And this guy ended up taking our course and bringing it from Chicago to New Jersey.
Stupid.
So those type of people shouldn't be in the industry is what I'm trying to say.
100%. I'll just say, Joe, you're a legend. Thank you for being on the podcast. Any parting words you want to say with regards to crepes?
Crepes suck.
That's perfect.
Thin pizza, New York and New Jersey, Taylor ham, egg, and cheese for life.
Thin pizza, thick pancakes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There we go.
Where can people find you?
Unlike Omar, you could find me on Instagram at DeFrancosGym.com. My website's DeFrancosTraining.com, and our online membership community is DeFrancoInsider.com. And check out the Industrial Strength Show podcast. I drop new episodes every Thursday.
Awesome. Yeah, make sure to like the podcast on iTunes, and we'll see everyone, the Mama's Boys, on the next one. Peace.
Jersey people have to be Mama's boys, yeah?
I'm a huge Mama's boy.
There you go.
Huge Mama's boy.
Right in.
42 years old. Huge Mama's boy.
Yeah.
We're in it.
Yeah.
Boom.
That was perfect.
Awesome,
you nailed it. You nailed it, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. I know you're a busy man.